Hi! Because I didn't have time, but also because of my emotions on the stage of leadership retreat in Europe 2021, and as I promised to many of you, I record this lesson for those who are interested. The subject announced on the stage was creating an exceptional culture, but on the invitation from the company, I had the subject announced was going all in your business. And for me, there are two different subjects or two different topics. So maybe in the future, I will do something, also a recorded video just for the culture. So, according to a tradition already, I will start with my personal story related to the topic that I have received for this event. But first of all, I would like to say that if you expect from me a simple answer or an easy answer, I have it. I have a simple and an easy answer, and I'll give it in these slides, in this record video. The problem is that it may seem simple or may seem easy at this moment, or it is for me, but it wasn't like this for many years. Because as I say to many of my team, everything is hard before it is easy, or everything is hard before it is simple. Okay? So for me, with me, I started, or we started with my husband doTERRA in 2017, and I have to admit I didn't consider it from the beginning my future main source of income, yeah, or like a business, or like, I don't know, source of the money. I joined doTERRA to just fulfill myself, for my soul, for my happiness, because I saw that part in doTERRA. That was my main motivation, and we will talk about this also till the end of the slides. So then, back then in 2017, me and my husband had a traditional business to run for that money or for that income part of our life. And we did that for the next 8 months after doTERRA. But even if I didn't see very clear the business part from the beginning, I can say I was very all into doTERRA. Even I can say all in to the business, but I was all in to doTERRA from the day one. So because of that, and in these conditions, with with two businesses to run, after 8 months we hit diamond, and in that month after the diamond, I finally understood. That I can combine both of those parts of my life. I can combine and soul motivation and, I don't know, money motivation in the same place, and I mean in doTERRA or from doTERRA. And when that happens, and I mean when the understanding part and the motivation part comes together, when all types of motivation comes together, then magic happens. And what I mean by that, it in ranks in doTERRA, we talk about a presidential diamond that we hit in just 2 years after the enrollment month. And again, I put the accents or the accent on two words: understanding or understood, when I finally understood, and motivation or motivation. And let me try to explain today what I mean by that. First, I will start, of course, with the understanding part, the understood part. And for that, I would like to share with you, again, because it's not the first time, but the first time you'll have an acronym. I will share with you my success or my result formula for everything in life, not just for doTERRA business, or I don't know, for oils. It's about everything. It applies in everything, in every part of our lives. So for short, it's I pour tar. I tried very hard, and not just me, but also with my diamond team. We try to put this, I don't know, knowledge or formula in English words. So please don't judge me very hard. And we try to do that because I'm sure that our brains can remember and understand easier and better when we have an acronym. Okay, that's why you have this acronym here. So what do you see here? We talk about everything starts from information or from knowledge, starts from everything we know about anything in this life, yeah, the informations we have. And until we have 7 years old, we do not control that information because our brains are in different state, let's say, the state of mind, yeah. But as adults, we can control this information. And I think you understand, by information, I don't mean the TV information or knowledge from TV. That's not knowledge, okay? From that knowledge, from that information, our perception of reality is generated. And when I say perception of reality, I talk about the way we see, the way we view everything, this world and ourselves. So I'm talking about the perception we have on this world and on ourselves. From this perception, from this worldview, is generated or are generated our thoughts, the way we think, all our ideas, okay, the way we think. Some call it in English the mindset, okay, so the mindset, the way we think. And from that way of thinking, from that thoughts are generated or are born the way we act or our actions, the way we take action. And of course, from the action, as we already and you already know, all the results are born or are generated. So the fruits in this tree, that the things that we see, the final results, bad or good, yeah, speaking about success or failure, they are starting from that information that we have, okay, that generates our perception of reality, then its thoughts, and then its actions, and then its results. Most of the people don't take action or don't act, or of course they don't have the results they want, not because they don't have, I don't know, information or knowledge or views or thoughts, yeah, about I don't know, oils or compensation plan. I'm talking much larger than that. So mainly, I think there are two types of thoughts and perceptions of reality, or visions, if you want to call it. So there are two types of thoughts where we may have problems or some lack there if our results don't satisfy us, or even why and we don't take actions, okay? And here I'm talking about these two. First, our thoughts and our views about ourselves, what we know, think, and believe about us, yeah? And second, our thoughts and views related to our business, what we know, think, and believe about network marketing, what we know, think, and believe about doTERRA in general. And also here, we speak about how we see, how we view ourselves in this business, how we correlate this, okay? If we want to have results in anything, we should always stop and think or evaluate or analyze these two types of thoughts and views. A lack of success is always a proof that something is wrong with one or both of these types of thoughts and way of thinking. For example, you may stop and think, what do you really think, or no, what do you really know? First of all, information, know and think about doTERRA. What we know and think about ourselves. Can we correlate these the results or the success in doTERRA, for example, with our dreams, with our desires, with our needs? How is my perception about this work? Okay, about this business, about the doTERRA business. It is something hard. It is something difficult. It is, I don't know, tiring. It is like a torture, or it's different. How about myself? Do I consider myself a small and insignificant person that I don't and I consider that I don't have any power? Yeah, I'm small and with no power. Do I believe in me? Or maybe, I don't know, the opposite, the extreme opposite. Do I think that I am someone to whom everyone owes everything and doesn't have to offer anything back in this world? So, and I can continue with this list. Okay, so I really do believe that if the results so far doesn't give us joy, then all the problems or all the answers are somewhere in these two types of view and thoughts. And I think they deserve all the effort and all the energy from us to change them, yeah, to work on them. Now, what does all this have to do with our motivation or our motivations? Where is that in this formula? Yeah, the success formula. I would say to you, it's also here, but at a deeper level. Motivation means that when you know why and you know what for, do you do what you have to do. People don't go all in the business or in everything, in anything, because they don't have or they don't see the motivation. And the word motivation comes from motive or reason to do something. No one in this world does anything without an exact reason or exact motive. Yeah, without motivation. Without a reason, we don't even get out of the bed in the morning. Anything we do, every step, every action or any action needs a strong reason to do so and so or that or this. For example, I'm reading this book now, or I'm watching this video now, and I'm consuming some time or some energy and maybe some money, because later I will have more time or more energy or more money, for example. I'm doing doTERRA or I'm doing network marketing, and I'm consuming time, energy, or sometimes money, because I'm building a completely new life. Okay? But I have to be sure. I have to see the connections between this. And to be able to see the connection between this and this, yeah, to be a reason, I need to really understand. First of all, to really understand. And again, for understanding, for me to understand, to be able to understand, I need new information. Okay? Remember the I portar. I need new information that will change me to a new perception of reality, in this case, to a new perception of network marketing, to a new perception of doTERRA, to a new perception of oils and so on, of me, a new perception of me, that will generate, of course, new thoughts and ideas that will generate new actions and so on. Again, understand what? First of all, myself. I always think everything starts from me. I need to understand myself, my life, my, I don't know, my mission, what I have to do in this life. I don't know, my deeper dreams, my deeper purpose, myself, and that's a journey. Again, I need to understand there are three main things: me, yeah, myself, network marketing, what is network marketing and what is not. Mainly, as I see in this area or in this part, people don't do and don't get involved in network marketing in this business because they don't really understand that this is a serious profession, or a serious job or a serious business that needs to be learned, to be understood and learned. And even, I would say, doTERRA. Yes, a lot of people don't understand, from my opinion, don't really understand what is doTERRA like 100%. It's just oils. It's just, I don't know, about healing. It's about health. It's only about love, share, and care. It's about just about the money, for example, just the compensation plan, or is much, much bigger and greater than that. What is doTERRA, and what can you gain, for example, if you going all in into doTERRA? What do I know? What do I think? And how do I see doTERRA? And how do I connect to the way I see myself, the perception of myself? So perception of doTERRA, perception of network marketing, and perception of myself. And then how do I connect all these three things? For example, because it's really to understand by example. Me personally, I needed 15 years to really understand myself until I finally took the decision that I will live a holistically, as I say, a holistically happy life, or happy holistically life. How do you want to call it? I needed for that like 15 years. About network marketing, in the past, I can say I learned enough about network marketing. So at least the part of what it is network marketing and what is not network marketing, I knew very well in 2017. And for that understanding, it took me back that time, that was almost 20 years ago, about 5 years. But now we live in a completely different era. In our time, with this technology, with this I don't know, information, source of information, with the internet, with social media, with what we have now, I think if someone wants, can come to the same, at least to the same level of understanding in maximum 1 year. If truly go all in into this understanding. Yeah, I'm talking about the network marketing part. And for doTERRA, if speaking about doTERRA, when I found doTERRA, and I started to how to say it, to accumulate informations about doTERRA, and I just sit in, I don't know, YouTube, Google, and everything. I couldn't sleep for 1 month. It was too good to be true. I understood what is doTERRA in 1 month. The understanding part, it was 1 month was enough, but still, the true learning and true understanding, it's in the practicing part, because I couldn't believe that doTERRA is all that. Yeah, in the real life is all that things that I understood. People with no experience at all, no experience at all in network marketing, when they come in doTERRA, they can't really understand this phrase that I always say: I could not believe that doTERRA is real. I could not believe doTERRA is real. For me personally, I needed to become a diamond first, And not just this, after the diamond, I needed to attend a convention and to finally say, yes, this magic is reality. doTERRA is reality. It's real. So you see the understanding, yeah, and like not just the theory, but also the practice. So let's try now to talk a little bit about that was the understanding part, and now let's talk about the perception we have of the motivation. Yeah, what do we think about motivation? What motivation is and what motivation is not. And I'll take, of course, doTERRA as an example. doTERRA, let's look at doTERRA like a train, yeah, like wagons. Let's imagine this train with different wagons, okay? Oils, compensation plan, customers, wellness advocates, and so on and so on. So the question is how this train will move, to the top of the mountain. What are people trying to do in general to get this train to the top of the mountain? Of course, when I say the top of the mountain, I mean to have success in doTERRA. For example, they are starting by sitting in the back of this train, and they are trying to pushing them very, very hard, and they think they are doing like this, yeah, the business. I did myself this many years ago, so I remember very well how it's to push. Of course, at one point that becomes very exhausting, very tiring, and they go to sleep. As I did 20 years ago, from time to time, I went to sleep because I get exhausting. I get tired. In one point, they think they didn't push in the right way, or they didn't push strong enough. And of course, you understand I'm talking in metaphor here. And they try to, I don't know, to read different books or different recipes or go to different trainings or to find out some, I don't know, tips and tricks to find out how to push in a different way. For example, to sit in the front with some ropes tight and to pull hard. Because as they as they understand at that point, the leader must stay in the front. Maybe there are other ways how we can move this train to the top of the mountain. Maybe begging them, or maybe to think positive and meditate. And don't get me wrong, I do think positive and I do meditate, but we live in a physical world where we have to also do something. Okay, there are also opinions that for the wagons to move, we need to change them, yeah, to redecorate them, to make them nicer, with some, I don't know, air conditioning or Wi-Fi, or of course to translate in our normal language, to change catalog, to change a website, to make a different compensation plan, or so on and so on. Okay, when I say all this, I mean like redecorating the train. And this redecor or redecorating the train will not change the outcome if we continue to push or pull the train. So again, how will these wagons move? And not only start to move, but even if this train will be very, 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 very long, I don't know, with 100 wagons of customers and wellness advocates, with many passengers in all those wagons, for this train to keep moving and keep moving to the top of the mountain. And I think, and not only me, only if in the front of these wagons, only if in the front of this train will be a locomotive, locoMOTIVE, with engine, okay, the motor, the fuel, and the energy that this train will have. And the leader, it's not the locomotive. The leader is the driver, or is the mechanic, I think it's in English, for this locomotive. It's a smart person that knows how to push the right buttons in this locomotive, okay? And he's not tired, he's not exhausted, he just push the right buttons and the trains keep moving to the top of the mountain. Well, how do we build such a locomotive or motor? In doTERRA, we're talking about, and not just in doTERRA, we're talking about a vision, an idea, a purpose that will take us to our actions, that will bring us, okay, to take actions, or as we say, motivation, okay, will give us energy. And motivated people that have a reason or have motive, motivated people have motive or have reason to do something. They have enough willpower, they have enough fuel, they have enough energy. And in this condition, yeah, the train is moving to the top of the mountain. That's the second formula, if you want, for this lesson. That vision, okay, that's the action formula, yeah, if we're talking just about the action. That vision that will move the train, yeah, will generate that motivation that will generate energy, and that energy will give power, okay, to, or will generate even actions that will bring us to some sorts of results, yeah, smaller or bigger. But as for the first formula, in this one, it's important that the essence of this formula to become the part of our subconscious mind. Otherwise, it will not work, yeah? Until we don't have a strong and deep vision and purpose, it's impossible for motivation and energy to appear. Again, the word is motivation, and it comes from the word motive, a reason. Yeah? What do I mean by that? When you are hungry, you have a strong motive to go to the fridge or to go to a restaurant. If you are not hungry, with all my speeches and nice stories about some restaurant, you will simply not go because you don't have the motive and the motivation to do so. That's the big difference between external and internal motivation. Please imagine a person who has just returned from a restaurant and is sitting on the couch, or how it is in the English word, it's couch, yeah, the couch, on the bed, okay, it's sitting on the bed after dinner, and the sponsor, the upline, calls him in this moment and start to tell with a lot of enthusiasm about a new and very nice restaurant that just opened in the city. And that sponsor or upline gives all the details about the restaurant, about the decor in the restaurant, the 7 Michelin stars of the chef, the lights in that restaurant, the so on and so on. And that sponsor is so enthusiastic, and he can't stop telling in detail how great this new restaurant is. And for example, in the end, the sponsor says, you must go there now. For example, and maybe can add, they have a special menu or a special offer for the new customers today. They have a 2000 PV offer this month. Yeah, it's free. It's a gift. What will this just well-fed person do after this speech of the sponsor? Simple. He will not go. Not because of the restaurant, not because of the lack of enthusiasm or information of the sponsor, but simply because he does not have a motive to go. He does not have a reason to go. He does not have a motivation. He is not hungry. He is fed up. I think in network marketing, many of us are trying to do the same with people. We tell with enthusiasm stories about the restaurant and we call it motivation. And yes, it can be a motivation, but all this, it's an external type of motivation. And even if it works, it's just, I don't know, like a sparkle that doesn't last very long. I don't know, 1, 2, 3 days or maybe a month. And then it's, we forget. All the facts may really be the pure truth, but the only, the facts can only be understood just by the mind, just by our brains. I understand with my mind all the facts, the 7 stars Michelin, the doTERRA, oils, compensation plan. I understand all the facts, but I don't feel hungry now. Okay, I don't see the reason, the motive. I don't feel hungry. Okay, I don't feel like I have to do. Hungry, stomach. That's the internal motivation. And that's the motivation that I can feel, not just think with facts. Think about this. Motivation I can feel, not just think. The internal motivation, it's like a coherence, or it's a coherence between mind and heart. This kind of motivation touches not only our soul, but also our basic needs or our instincts. When mind understands and heart feels, then happens like in electricity. We need the positive and the negative for a light. So it's like when this happens, it's like an internal button, put it on, and then we action. It's like a call to action then, okay? When you found your personal button, and that's the moment when you build your locoMOTIVE. That's the moment you build your motor. And from that moment, you are able to help others in the same process. It's hard, or I would say impossible, to light up others if you couldn't do it for yourself first. To be able to transfer, or let's say to pass on, to give to others, okay, to transfer an idea, a vision, a mission, a purpose, I don't know, even a very noble one, okay? To do that, it's not enough to just explain it in rational facts, okay, or in rational details, in logical facts and details or information. If we do that, it remains on the level of the mind. And if it remains just on the mind, it will not generate energy to do actions, to do something, to really do something, okay, until we are hungry. Now, all these visions and purposes can be different, and they can even transform in time, from another to other one. But when I'm talking about vision and purposes, I'm talking always about something that is bigger or greater than you, but it includes you. Let me explain what I mean by that. For example, starting with money. when you have a vision and a purpose that it's about money, but not just money, not just about money, or not money for the ego, for example, but money for, I don't know, all the things that will change everything. Just on this subject, I can talk a lot, but let me give you an idea. We call it very often in network marketing, in doTERRA, financial freedom, financial freedom. I will put the accent on the word freedom, not financial, the word freedom. What I mean by freedom, I mean mainly time. Yeah, time to really live your life with purpose. I'm not talking about time of doing nothing, on sitting on in bed and, I don't know, sleeping, or just to spend that time in vacation and nothing else. No, I'm talking about to have more time. If we have more money, we have more time to live a life with purpose, or a life with meaning. Not just time to make more money, or more time to spend more money. Okay, that's a language that only the brain and the mind can understand. The heart and our soul doesn't speak that language. Soul and heart understands a different language, a language of feelings, a language of experience, a language of meaning. Okay, it's a different part. For example, not just a new house, a big new house for the ego, but for example, it can be a big, nice house where you can create, you can see it as a small universe according to your heart, to your soul. For example, for your family, for your children, and for many others. Sometimes I think just because we are all one in this world, we are all connected. When you go to the level of that understanding, I think that when I build my house, my garden, I think of that as a small portion of land, like a small portion of heaven. That means, for me, that means I contribute in this world with a change. Yeah. If you have the notion of the drop of the ocean that represents the ocean. So if I want to change the world, I have to start with myself, with my garden, with my home, with my family, with my kids. So when I do this home, this garden, these kids, these flowers, this, I think of that as, okay, that's my view of the world. That's my view of the universe, because this is the drop from the ocean. But this, as I think, that represents the ocean. For example, yeah, if we're talking about ranks, not just ranks for recognition of the ego and the brain, that language can understand just the mind, just the brain, but not our heart, our soul. We say and we talk a lot, and we say a lot to help others. We want in doTERRA to help others to, but does it comes from our ego or from our soul? Do I just want the stars, yeah, the stars from that rank, or I really and deep inside understand and feel, yeah, not just understand but feel that that rank, or that, or the recognition that comes from a certain level of in compensation plan, also comes with the level of influence and a level of impact for many people, many others. So do I just think that, or I feel that? That feeling of meaningful life, yeah, with that feeling of a life full of meaning, that's the rank. That's the way we can feel, yeah, and think about the rank. Not just something that will bring us, I don't know, joy, some joy, joy that will last just for a few days only after that qualifying month. Help others, we say help others. For example, we say to have a healthier world. That is one of my motivations. And it's not just at a mind level, a brain level. It's an internal and deep motivation for me. So is it for you? Do you see it like this way? Is this a motivation that you can feel? You want a healthier world for the future, for our kids, for our, I don't know, next generations? Or is just this like a poetry and some facts for your mind? For me personally, I can continue, but to summarize, for me personally, all these, all these motivations, they are all mine, but all these included in a motivation that it's much bigger than that. It's a vision and a need, a hunger that is includes all this, but it's even bigger. And I call it, my vision, my idea, my purpose is to raise and to expand my level of consciousness. And my internal motivation, my hunger, is my hunger of growth. Let's say like this. I am hungry of growth. I'm hungry to growth. I don't need anyone to remind me about that. And I don't need anyone to convince me to do that. I just need it. And I think there is no better way or faster way to do that, to raise and to grow and to expand the level of consciousness, than helping others in the same process, helping others to do the same, to grow, to raise and to expand their level of consciousness. As Plato said to more than 2,000 years ago, caring about the happiness of others, we find our own. Of course, not everyone can start from the beginning with this kind of hunger. And let me explain to you how they can transform from one to other, okay? From one need or motivation or type of motivation or vision or purpose to another one, yeah? Until they will include them all, as I said, as it is for me personally. For example, someone, I don't know, maybe little selfish, starts a network marketing business, starts in this career in doTERRA. In order to obtain the financial well-being or financial freedom, but let's not talk now about freedom, but just financial well-being, it's necessary to build a great and big team in doTERRA. In order to build and grow a great and big team, it's necessary to want to help other people to become healthier, for example. At least this thing. It's necessary to want to help others. If you don't want to help others, at least to become healthier or at least something, it's impossible to grow a big team. How do you help them? Sharing oils without knowledge and education, I think we know it doesn't really work. So how do we do this? How do we help people? Mainly not just sharing oils. We also share education. We also share information. We mainly educate people until they understand. Again, you remember understanding and motivation, yeah? Until they understand oils, yeah? Essential oils, at least essential oils, at least health. But there are deeper and deeper and deeper levels. In our formula, practically in life, we if you remember the I, por, tar, so in that formula, we help people to change the por. part, yeah, the perception of the reality. At least the perception on oils, at least the perception on health, on well-being, on wellness, maybe on money, and so on and so on. We help them change the perception of reality, the perception of themselves, by what? By giving them information, by educating them. And in this way, even without wanting it, you will get recognition and validation, not for a rank or pin, but for the real work you do, for that unique contribution that you can bring to the community you build, to that team that you build. And not just the team that you build, but also in the team that you are part of. Then, in the next, for example, step, because the team gets bigger and bigger and bigger, in order to be able to lead the team, to lead it, and to grow that internal light in others, to light up them, you have to become an attractive and evolved human being. And in order to do that, you need to continue to accumulate knowledge and to keep changing your perception of reality. And in this way, in one day, when it will be enough of that, we call it, I don't know if it's in English, the critical mass of information. When a critical mass of information and knowledge is accumulated, a shift will happen. Or many say in English, it's a breakthrough, it's happening. I say it the moment, for me, that's a moment when the soul and the heart wakes up. And from that day, that will be the highest motivation and the highest motive and the highest reason why you will do this business. As I said, for me, that's the highest type of motivation to expand my level of consciousness, but it includes everything, as I said before. So that's my personal view, that's my personal story. That happened to me. I accumulated knowledge until that shift happened, that breakthrough happened, and my soul waked up, and I built that locoMOTIVE, and it's still going for the last 4 years. And now I just can't stop. You won't stop me. Because for me personally, any new results that I have in doTERRA, it's like a way of measuring my personal or my consciousness growth, my personal level of growth, my personal level of consciousness. Okay? So what do you think I do in my team to start this conversation about the culture? What do you think I do in my team? Of course, I build mainly, it's a culture in our team, in doNectar team. It's mainly a culture of change, of growth, of personal growth, of, as I call it, a culture of metamorphosis. Sorry if I can pronounce this word into English. That's the biggest thing I cherish in our team, okay, in our work. So that was the whole lesson. I hope it helps. Thank you, and to other till our next meetings, maybe I'll do some more videos in English, and maybe I will even speak English better than I do now. Bye bye.